Tennessee, and a young toddler, 22-month-old, had choked to death in a daycare. And the parents who had tried that case, the reason they tried it, as so many do, is because they felt things were done that were really wrong. The law requires in daycares that there be at least one teacher for every 6 kids, so they keep an eye on them, and there wasn't apparently in this daycare. When they're eating, there's supposed to be someone that's always around, you know, in direct sight and sound, able to hear, and there wasn't, and the food that they were eating was not appropriate for the age. And so that the parents wanted to go to trial and let the people know what happened to their child, and the jury came back and awarded them $1.5 million. And that has kind of come up because under the new legislation, that wouldn't happen.
They wouldn't get that amount. Right?
They wouldn't. It would be limited to $750,000 under the new proposal. And
why are they limiting it?
Well, they're limiting it to, according to, and it always depends, but which side, I guess, but the side that's proposing it are saying businesses need to know what their exposure is.
I see. Okay.
And that when you don't have a cap, that it could be some huge amount that's awarded. And I think the other side that's against it, and you know, offices like ours, we represent a lot of victims of families just like this, and we've had daycare cases that are just heartbreaking. And the reason we don't want the caps is not to profit off of it, but I don't want someone to know what that limit of liability is. I don't want a corporation to be able to weigh, well, it costs this much to have staff, and it's only this is the worst we can do if there's a trial. You don't know, just like my kids don't know. They know something bad's going to happen if they don't do right, but they don't know how bad it can be.
Right.
And so for not having the limits, that's the argument, is you want to keep corporations in check. You don't want them to weigh the cost of their risk versus what it costs to do things right.
Sure. All right, well, if you have any questions for our Legal Eagles team here, you can always call that number 1-800-705-2121, or you can always call the Higgins Firm, or contact thehigginsfirm.com or hhpfirm.com, or you can always send an email and email us your questions at the Fox Inbox, Tennessee Mornings at fox17.com.
Interesting. Thanks for coming on and talking to us.
Thank you, Jen.
We appreciate it.
All right, let's get a check of our weather now. Here is Craig.